All right, thanks, Daniel. Well, back in May, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force recommending that mammograms begin at age 40 and screenings happen every other year, not 50. That was the go-to age for decades. Now, this recommendation would make that screening age uniform. The task force saying this change could prevent one additional breast cancer death for every 1,000 women. This morning, I'm sitting down with a breast cancer survivor, one with family history, diagnosed at just 36 years old, struggling to get coverage because of her age.
Parenting and more with Katie is sponsored by Our Lady of Lourdes Women's and Children's Hospital, recently named by Newsweek magazine as one of America's best maternity hospitals 2023. From conception to delivery, we're here for you through all maternity.
Brittany Strentz knew the importance of getting screened. At 41, her mother was diagnosed with breast cancer.
In that decade, it seemed that 41 was really young. And so now 30 is young and then 20 is young. So yeah, that is pretty young.
But when that day finally came, Brittany's doctor looking at her saying that she needed a mammogram, Brittany says she wasn't prepared for the fight ahead.
But the process to get that mammogram and then after the biopsy process was more stressful on me than what was happening. It was more stressful for the insurance to cover it and the phone calls back and forth. You're too young, we're not going to cover it, we are going to cover it, but we're only going to cover this. And it was a lot of back and forth, stressful times with the insurance company to get it covered.
As a single mom busy with just regular life, constantly being on the phone, trying to get her insurance to understand that what she needed is a need, she almost just gave up.
You know, you're working 60 plus hours a week and trying to manage other things in life, and you're trying to just get to that appointment and do it, but there's all these steps before the appointment that are more stressful than what's going on.
Brittany didn't give up. Her doctor helping to advocate on her behalf, and for years she fought a disease that takes the life of thousands of women each year.
It's like you have to learn on your own, educate yourself, and be your own advocate. And my advice to anybody would be don't give up and be your own advocate. I mean, do the research. I mean, I have a binder, I have a binder probably this big of that I would pull out when I ran into roadblocks, and I'd start writing things and I'd put it in this email, and then I actually shoot it through different foundations of other women who do the same thing, and we make the spreadsheets for women who are young being diagnosed, and we can just shoot it all over. We want to spread it everywhere so they know all of these answers to questions they have, and they don't have to spend all that time and energy.
Those notes all located on Nancy's list.
Just Google that, send her an email, get on, subscribe for the email list, and you get all kinds of good stuff, all kinds of stuff about foundations that send women on vacations, foundations that provide counseling, all the information you need about insurance and how it works. A lot of information is given about doing reconstruction. Pretty much anything you need would be through there.
Today, even more women adding to the list, advocating for one another.
There's an army of women out there who are willing to help. The help is definitely there.
Brittany is cancer-free and living her best life. Her hope that those recommendations go into effect, knowing that breast cancer does not discriminate and can strike at any time.
Okay, so family history is one of those questions you're always asked by your doctor, and I figured, she had family history, documented family history, her mother having breast cancer before or right around the age of 40, you said?
41.
Don't the rules change? Like, are they still going with this standard 50?
Yeah, and it's really hard because, like she says in there, I think all insurance companies are different, everything is different. This would make it more uniform. They're giving this recommendation, 40 is the age. So, I mean, at least by 40, but she was 36.
Right.
I have done so many stories on breast cancer and have interviewed so many women of all ages.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me to no end that if your doctor says you need a mammogram or an ultrasound, because some women have dense breasts, so they have to have an ultrasound done, you need to get this checked. But then you have the insurance company, yes, I'm talking to you, who fights you on it. What? I think the doctor knows what they're talking about. I was going to say,
I would assume that the doctor would know more about the disease and your personal or their personal case more than somebody who's on the phone with the insurance company.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that with this new recommendation that more women will be, if they are diagnosed early on, so we can prevent any deaths from happening.
Also going to take some of the pressure off of the doctor too, because you said her doctor really advocated for her, but doctors are busy. They don't have just one patient.
Right, and so your doctor they do what they can, but yeah, her doctor was on the phone as well doing all of those things, but like you said, they have more than one patient. They're so busy all the time. So yeah, like taking that pressure off and just saying, like, you have the orders and go and be able to get it done.
Glad she's doing well. Puppy's okay too. Got your shoe for a while?
He got my shoe, but that's okay. Sweet little puppy. The time now is 6:21. We'll be back after the break.